So, are people all the same? Are they all bad? Are people evil? You know, because that's what's being spewed out, that people are evil and they're bad and they are no good. That's what's like on display, what you see the videos. Yes, a lot of people are bad. You know, they're not for your best interest for the most part. I would say that. Even when it comes to like dating, how people would say that this person sleeps around and they're for everybody and they do all this stuff. Like, yes, a large percent of people are hooking up. If you want to talk about the women's side, there probably are. A large percent of them are probably 304s or the H words too. Like women would say, like a lot of guys may be like down low or just a certain way or just weird, who are just bad, who just dog random women out or whatever. Yes, you know, a person who like sleeps around constantly with different people and a person who stays inside the house all day because they're scared of people or whatever, because they're so introverted. Both people, the things that they do, both produce negative reactions, which is a constant thing they do because every action is a reaction because that is what they do on a daily basis. So both people are technically low frequency if you're talking. Both people are bad for you because one is more like outgoing, one is more like, it's just only in his own space and they're just gonna just drag you along because they're just so depressed and they're just sad and that energy is just gonna come because negative energy is sticky. So you just don't want to be around negative people, man. That's what you want to avoid is negative people. You know, I'm not saying it got to be the most positive because it won't really make sense because everything's phases out. But I'm just saying like you don't want to be around neither people. A person who sleeps around constantly and a person who just stays and does nothing. Both people are still bad people because they could slip up and do the same thing because they're not really doing anything. They're just doing negative behaviors. You know what I'm saying? They might not have the same characteristics, but if the shoe was on the other foot, it would be the case. It would actually be worse. You know, they probably was just avoiding that reality and just suppressing it with another thing that was just not even more better than that. So both people produce the same reactions. If you're a guy, like you don't want to hang around a guy who's like, of course, who goes to the bar every time and goes to the downtown to hook up with random women or whatever. And of course, you also don't want to be a guy who just sits on at home and just plays video game and just mopes and is always depressed. You definitely don't want to be around that guy. You definitely don't want to be around a guy who like, you know, who drinks constantly and the one who snorts coke versus the one who just vapes all day. Both may have different extremities, but they're both negative things, you know? And that's what it is. You don't want to be around neither. You want to be with people of vibration, who are positive vibration, who bring you up. When you come to them, you feel a sense of clarity, a fresh of breath air. You feel free around them, not people who you feel clouded around or you feel just miserable. You know, just like you may feel like you're a good person for helping somebody who's disabled and who just can't help themselves, it's still gonna drag you along compared to a person who's just out there who can't control themselves. It's still a negative reaction. You don't want to be around neither people. You don't want to be around people who make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Who are elevated. You know what I'm saying? Who are constructive. All types of people are destructive. I'll say a large percent of people are negative because they think negative thoughts and they do negative things. You know, even if it's like unintentional, the way they go about it, their mindset is just wrong. It's a victim. A victim mindset is a negative mindset. You know, it's still a mindset. I said a lot of people are just low frequency. That's why they attract the same types. People may be like, oh, I'm in a certain way. I'm introverted and I don't do that. And I still attract rowdy, loud people who just cause commotion. It's because they're still on the lower end when it comes to frequency and energy. your mindset is kind of like off or whatever. Like that's just what it is. So I wouldn't really say that. It's just like women or guys would say that all women are just that. I mean, this is true. I'll say a lot of people are. So see, women are sleeping around crazy with people, but yeah, I'll say it's a half and half because you know how this reality is. It's duality. Like it just is weird. Yes, there may be some like imagine going to a party, right? And you see a bunch of people there, right? Some of those people could be the first time going there, so they may look like they're just loud and rowdy and whatever. Who's the freak of the party, but it may be their first time, and it may be like look like all of them are up to the same, but it's really not. So yeah, I'll say it like that. You know, but both people who like a girl who like wants you to be in your feelings and cry and be vulnerable versus a girl who'd be like, nigga, I don't want to hear your feelings this fuck all the time. They're still kind of the same people because both produce negative reactions. Even with a guy, like you're with a guy who like he's not like a bad boy, who hurts people's feelings and lie to them and screws them over, you know. You definitely don't want to be around that guy. And you also don't want to be a guy, he's nice, he does everything right, but it's like he's not doing anything with his life. He's just giving you things constantly. How can you trust that? You know? And it turns to find out exposed, he's doing something weird, or it was just like they call it being fake nice. You got a sociopath, you got a psychopath for a reason. You got a covert narcissist and you got an over narcissist. On both ends, it's kind of the same thing as low frequency behavior. You don't want to be around neither people. You know what I'm saying? You want to be around people who make you feel good or elevated, who hold you accountable, things like that. You don't want to be around people who are depressed, who are rowdy and loud, who put on a fake image. You don't want to be around that type of people. You know what I'm saying? Be around people of the same vibration or the caliber. If you're talking to a certain type of people or whatever, you got to look around your environment or whatever, like, because that's why they say be careful what you give your energy to, because that's going to affect your vibration and that's what you're going to attract. So you got to look in something around you or whatever, your energy, there's something about that. It might not feel exact, but it's just energy. Just read the energy, man. Read the room. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I'm out. Y'all take care, bro. Stay in tune with the next video, y'all.